Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at this Lampi Preheat Fluorescent 18 watt fixture. This particular one is unique because it's in black. Usually when I find these slim versions, they're in white. I'm sure they came in other colors like this, but you don't see them as often. I have seen thin brown ones like the 8 watt version that I have, but not necessarily a black one before. So this is something definitely different. So it's in the traditional Lampi, very thin fashion with one of those finger size ballasts in here instead of the bigger versions such as this one right here. This one probably had a cover on it just like the black one, but that is now long gone. But you can see the two different sizes here. This one will obviously accommodate a T12 bulb. This one will not, but of course they both run T8 just fine. So let's take a closer look at this fixture here. So it's about an inch thick. Let's just take a tape measure here and get a kind of an accurate, somewhat accurate reading, about 1.25 inches thick wise. And the height of it is about 2.25 inches. Can't really line that up too good with the camera. This one still has the little clips on the bottom. Some of them are missing them. I think it depends on how people take them off and lose them. But if we push it over to one side, we'll be able to release it. And it comes out. Just gotta kind of get it out of here. I'm sure it's... Okay, we gotta turn it at an angle. I couldn't remember. So, you just kind of put it in, turn it at an angle, down, and it slides back over. Should click into place, but I can find these are hard to move sometimes, so I kind of just leave them in place and put the fixture up with them already on it. But you can remove those. Right here you can see where the ballast is, and we have a date code sticker, April 11th of 1990 something. The starter socket is located right here, and our other holder. Here's the information on the bottom. Of course, in typical Lampi fashion, we do have a switch here on the end. It does not have a Lampi name on it. Some of them do. This one does not. But it is a curved switch. Some of them are flat. It really seems to depend on the generation. And it's a little worse for wear, but it's definitely still good. And we do have the nice Lampi logo stamped on the side as well. Some of them will put it on the side as a sticker, such as this one, and the sticker will be in different colors. I've seen red as well. So that's the outside of the fixture. This particular one does have a ground wire on it, and we'll bring the cord up here, as you can see, but some of them don't. Again, like this one here, it does not. It has a standard plug on the end of it. Not sure how they determined that, because both of the fixtures are metal, but maybe it's because of the design of what's inside. So, to get to the inside, let's set it down here. We'll pop it open. We just need to get the corners of the refractor off here, and I'm just kind of... This fixture is falling apart a bit. It's missing one of the clips on the corner, so it's not really staying together too well anymore. But we just need to get our fingernails underneath the refractor here and it'll start to come up. Same thing on the other side. There we go. So there's our refractor. It does have a little bit of a crack there. That's unfortunate, but not too worried about it. And you can see the bulb's already coming out because this end piece does not want to stay on very good anymore. So that's a good opportunity to take a look at the bulb. It's a made in Germany warm white. I wonder what the original manufacturer would have been. It's an interesting end cap with the little dimple there in the middle. A lot of these Lampi fixtures still have their original bulbs in them. I'm very surprised. However, Lampi did make a good quality product, and I'm sure they sourced some good quality lamps as well. So we'll set that aside. And now we're just greeted with the sockets. These are the type that will retain your lamp. So of course the bulb fell out, so it's in the wrong orientation, but we can just turn it back to where we need it to be. And I just kind of twist it like that. So, to get this cover off, just kind of pinch it together, and it'll come right off. And down here at the end is where most of the stuff's going on. Interestingly, they use these push-together connectors. Usually they use little wire nuts like the ground wire there, but they use these little push-in friction-style connectors. And here's our ballast. It is a Robertson Transformer Company. It does 15, 18, 19, and 20 watt lamps. It says LP. Well, this is LT. I thought I saw that somewhere else. It says Type 1 outdoor. Some of these fixtures will also come with those very good VS ballasts. I forget the name of them. I always do. But they're painted white. They're European design. Those are very high quality ballasts. Those are always a treat to find in these fixtures. I'm sure it really depends on what maybe they could source at the time for what they put in these, because I found these, the white version of these that I have those very nice ballasts in them. For whatever reason, this version does not. Down here at the other end, we do have the starter socket and the starter, and of course we can just turn that to get it out of here without hurting ourselves, because the metal is very sharp. Lampi FS2. It's for 4 through 22 watt lamps. There is not a barcode on it. I have seen these starters with barcodes on them before, like it was sold separately. So this just goes right back in there. And we'll twist it back into place. There we go. And the switch is all the way at the end here, so essentially what it's doing is it's turning off the power in the middle of the circuit, because I'm sure the power is going through, or it's using the neutral or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it's switching off the power in the middle of the circuit instead of actually having the main positive come all the way down here to turn it off and then power the circuit. So some of these things are technically energized, I'd assume, even when the fixture is not lit. So here's the underside of the cover. I always find it interesting that they paint them two different colors, but there's that brown if you so choose to get it in. It is the same brown as this one, for example. So we'll place this cover back on, and I'll kind of have to maneuver this socket on this end to kind of get this to stay in place, because with it being broken, it doesn't really want to play well. We'll try to get this down in here. Okay, and it sits really flat. I mean, this is really thin. Again, the ballast channel is only, wow, 1 inch thick once it's all closed up. So we'll go ahead and reinstall our lamp here. Make sure those sockets are, I always make sure they're pushed together when these ends are broken, because when I twist this into place, the friction of the pins of the lamp will kind of also hold it. So there we go. And then we'll snap our cover back on. Doesn't snap on too good, and it looks like I have a little bit of residue here still. That's unfortunate. I thought I got all that off. You know what? Let's take a quick second. I got some rubbing alcohol here. That'll work good to get the rest of the residue off of the sales sticker when I picked it up at the thrift store. Works very well for that. I do have a little bit of paint down here from wherever it originally was installed, but that's no big deal. I'm not sure what this stuff is. I tried getting that off. Okay. So there is our Lampi fixture. Let's go ahead and plug it in here to our meter. There we go. Let's turn it on. Ooh, kind of has a, if you squeeze it together, that kind of goes away, but it definitely has a very deep hum to it. Okay, so we're at 118.2 volts. We're taking 0.29 amps, 18.6 watts, at a power factor of 0.53. And the lamp is quite dim. It does look like it has many, many hours on it, as you can see. And this thing is vibrating a lot in my hand. But if I squeeze it together more to kind of click all the parts together, that kind of stops. Because if I hold it like this, it's not vibrating anymore, but when I let go, it definitely wants to vibrate. Okay, let's turn off the lights here. And in fact, I have a couple more behind me here to turn off because I was not as prepared as I should have been. And we'll get those. Okay, so this is definitely a lot dimmer than I would expect one of these to be. But let's hold it up. And it's about 2 feet away from the lux meter. And we're literally only getting like 64 lux. That's quite sad. Now, it could be a mixture of this ballast just not being that high of power factor, and the lamp being old, because I do have the white version of one of these with that VS branded ballast in the kitchen, and I use it as an uplight on top of the cabinets. And I have a 17 watt Philips bulb in it, and it is very bright, actually, and is the most blink happy fixture I have in the collection. That thing is incredibly blink happy. That is a fun one to watch turn on. But it's way brighter than this, almost twice if not more. But I do notice it's brighter here on the ends than the middle, so it's cool out here, but not too bad. The current temperature is 50 degrees, and it should warm up throughout the day here. And cleaning this up, it's not necessarily cold anymore, so I wonder if it's a mixture of being cold and needing to warm up, or just a mixture of it sitting around not being used for a long time. It's hard to tell if it is slowly getting brighter or not. So let's hold it back up again, facing straight down. Okay, sure enough, we're getting 75 now, 76. So it's slowly warming up, but it's still, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near, oops, I'll turn it back on. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the brightness of some of the other fixtures that are like it. But still, a very nice fixture indeed. Well, now it says that we're running at 117.4 volts. Interesting. Okay, let's turn the lights back on here. And we'll see if we can get anything blink happy out of it. It doesn't seem like a very blink happy fixture, to be honest. But very cool, though. Very neat to find a different colored version than just the traditional white that you always see. And like I say, whenever I find a Lampi, I always pick it up, no matter the condition. So, there's plenty more Lampis to come, I should say. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, taking a look at this 18 watt Preheat Fluorescent black colored Lampi fixture. And also please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.